MATBLAC pretty much started as a hobby that sort of spiraled out of control. I was originally doing a BCom and looking for any excuse to get out of it. It was an absolute nightmare. Often the best way to find your creative side is to do something that you don't enjoy doing, and you end up pushing towards what you do enjoy doing. Made the first wallet in my bedroom about 4 years ago. Sort of from there, a friend wanted a wallet, then another friend, and I sat down and I thought, hey, maybe I can actually make money out of this instead of doing accounting and the BCom I was doing. That progressed to me eventually going to an auction and buying a sewing machine, which was incredibly lucky. I got for 1,200 Rand. It probably cost me 25k to buy nowadays. That was probably my biggest break that I ever got. With that sewing machine, I went down the road to Woodheads, bought a whole bunch of leather, made about 80 wallets and joined Design and Darba. But I thought it'd be a really great way of sort of testing the product and getting instant feedback from the public as to whether, the things that I was making, the things that I enjoyed, they enjoyed. And it was very well received. I had a great time, and immediately after that, I decided that was the end of my BCom. I thought, this is the future now. This is what I'm going to do. So I originally started working out of my parents' house, which made life a lot easier. I think all small brands end up starting that way because it's a great way to keep your costs low and actually focus on the product. I essentially threw myself into the world of design, even though I had and still have no formal education in it. I think if anything, besides any money or fame or anything I can get from it, just knowing that people are out there and enjoying and using the things that I made is fantastic. It's probably one of the best parts of it. After the success of the wallets, I realized that this was a great opportunity to extend the aesthetic, the beautiful, simple, clean and honest aesthetic of the wallets onto other items. Laptop bags seemed like a very smart choice. Laptops are such a part of our lives nowadays. They're beautiful in their own right. And people were carrying them around in neoprene sort of mini wetsuits. It didn't make any sense. So that's when I found a felt producer in Germany that actually uses South African merino wool and produces some of the world's best felt. It's wonderfully tactile, it's got a wonderful warm feeling to it, and it sort of goes well with the beautiful aluminium bodies of especially Apple products. That's why I love pairing MATBLAC items with Apple products. They've just got a very similar, clean, honest aesthetic. What you see is what you get, and it sort of follows in that whole architectural saying of form follows function, which means that it's everything you need and nothing you don't. There are no little cheeky bells and whistles and sort of cheap parts to it. It's just nice and honest. So I grew up watching my dad using a briefcase every day, and I sort of assumed and hoped that one day I'd be in the same position. You leave every morning, come home every evening, dress smartly, briefcase in hand. It was a wonderful masculine aesthetic to aspire to. And then of course by the time I got to that situation, that was gone. People hardly use briefcases anymore. That standard office kit has phased out and moved on. Everyone's just got laptops now, maybe a diary on the side. So I thought, why not create something that was a modern day briefcase, something that guys could use nowadays and sort of feel like they were bringing a little bit of that heritage back, but in a modern sense. I think one of the best things of me being able to start up my own brand is that I can build it on the ethics that I feel are missing in a lot of modern day brands. I think there's a lot of product honesty missing. Everything is about the advertising and the sponsorship, and almost spending a lot of money to find better ways to tell you that you should want the product instead of spending lots of money on the product itself. I'm very proud of each item I make. I spend a long time testing it myself before I tweak it, test it again, tweak it again, give it to friends, and then eventually put it out for purchase. Everything is handmade, but very little is being handcrafted nowadays. The biggest difference between made and crafted is that when something is handcrafted, a lot of love, attention and care has been putting into the manufacturing of it. And that really shows in the detail. If you take a good look at any of the MATBLAC products, you're going to see that I've made sure that every stitch lines up, every little hole matches the one next to it. It really is a labor of love as opposed to me just running a business and selling product. For me, one of the most exciting things about being able to design, manufacture and sell my own product all under one roof is that I have total control over the quality. I find that's the best situation because people are trusting me, a relatively unknown brand, with their money, and I think it's very important that I deliver higher than their expectations on that purchase. To make sure that happens, I put absolutely my all into the manufacturing of each product. I inspect it over and over again. Everything is tweaked and fiddled before it's sent off. The packaging is always perfect. The sticky tape on the envelope must be straight. To me, it's the little things like that that make a purchase worthwhile.